Louise Carver is one of South Africa's music icons and known for her emotive lyrics, this no different, her powerful vocals and of course dynamic live performances. Carver has released several chart-topping albums and singles as well, including Play the Game and I'd Say Yes, and of course then there was Warrior. And after being named Glamour Magazine South Africa's most glamorous woman, and I'm looking at it, and winning the SABC for Best Adult Contemporary Album with Dark Secrets, Louise Carver returns with her new single that you are getting a glimpse of right there, Crush on You. And it's about the crush. We were talking about that off set and just getting into it. But she's here, she's with us. Louise, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Looking absolutely fabulous, and I'm loving this whole pink vibe.
Thank you. Yes, I thought, well, it's a fun song. We need some sparkles in our lives. The year can be hard and the news can be tough to receive. So I didn't want to add to that narrative. I wanted to make music that made people feel light and happy and excited.
Okay, so we know about the single. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But what have you been up to lately?
Well, a lot. A lot. I'm always busy. I like being busy. I've always had lots of fingers and lots of pies. So working on the music with the single Crush on You, and then working on an upcoming tour. And I also have a jewelry business, which I started about 15 years ago. And then during COVID, I started a natural clean beauty business because we couldn't perform. And I met a few wonderful women that were making products that were good for your body instead of harming your body. So my natural deodorant has taken off. And yeah, I balance a day full of business and making music.
And then, you know, just looking at your journey over the years, and South Africa and South Africans love Louise Carver.
That's nice.
And you know, you've been there. We don't call people icons very easily, but, you know, Louise Carver is one of the icons of the South African music scene. And what would you say, you know, has brought you to that point? Why do you think audiences resonate with you the way that they do?
That's very nice to say. Thank you for that. I think I know I'm very honest. The only way I write as a songwriter is I feel an emotion, and something in my brain triggers something to happen when I'm on the piano. So without feeling absolutely honest and being vulnerable, I couldn't write. So I think that there's that honesty in what I'm saying and singing about that touches people's hearts. And that also triggers the way my vocals are. I can play with them, I can do lots of things. I've also been around for a long time, and a lot of people have grown up with me.
Yeah.
I'm quite resilient. I think you have to be. You can't just have a good voice, you can't just write good music. There has to be something else in you that is able to handle the uncertainties of being a musician, because it's a roller coaster. It doesn't do this. Like I find with a career like maybe a doctor, you're working hard, you've got no money, you're studying, and then slowly, hopefully, it just goes up and up. With a musician, it does this. So you've got to learn to save and budget for the hard times. And as we were saying earlier off camera, to enjoy the times that are good and celebrate them with the people that have supported you.
Absolutely. And you know, you speak of that graph, and with Louise Carver as well, just in terms of the genres of music, you know, talk to us about that. How does your process work? So if we take your latest single now,
yes,
and you were telling me it's about a crush.
Yes.
You know, so speaking about that authenticity of, you know, it's coming from somewhere within, it's real.
Yes.
And we can feel that. I can tell you that we feel that. But how would you describe your process?
I would describe it as, initially, as I said, it starts with this feeling that is inside your cells. Then I'm moved to go to the piano. And then something happens, and I don't know what happens. I'm not really there. I allow it to come through me. And after that process, then I'm present. Then I craft it into something that can then be something on radio. But the initial magic is God. I'm just the vehicle, and I get out of its way. And my family, my boyfriend know, do not disturb her. It is happening. It can happen in 5 minutes. It can happen over 6 hours, but do not come into my space in that moment. And then afterwards, they kind of tentatively knock on the door. Can we come in now? And I said, yeah, that bit's happened now. Now I'm fine tuning, getting better lyrics, getting more, getting the timing better. That happens. And then once that song's done, I kind of know who needs to produce it.
That's what I was going to ask. So from that process on, the collaborations that you've had over the years,
yes,
just
who do
identifying
I choose?
who's going to work with you on that.
Oh, I've built many wonderful relationships. I started at 15, so being 21, kidding, not 21.
You look 21, don't worry.
Even in this Joburg winter. Thank you. I've built many relationships and friendships with brilliant producers, and right now my dearest friend, Sims Kula from the band The Muffins, is my go-to. I found him. We can't believe we found each other, and it's wonderful because from such a young age I've been looking for someone like him, and it just doesn't happen. And then we found each other. We both have that less is more feeling about music. Don't overcrowd it. And he is just brilliant with creating sounds that resonate with what I've done on the piano. So I'll get it to a certain level of production on my basic production kind of garage band, and then I give him cues, and this is kind of what I'm after. I was looking for a 70s sparkly disco sound, and he runs with it, and then we go from there. And then we get into studio, I do the vocals. And right now in my career, having known my vocals for so long, it's not about hitting the right notes, or just being loud or something. It's about the nuances, those confessional moments in the booth. So I can sing, I've got a crush on you, baby, I just want to talk to you. But it's like, is that right though? Is that the right feeling in the song? And we are now moved to that point where it has to be right for that moment in the song. It doesn't just have to be in tune, it has to be the right feeling. And that's fun, because now we're playing.
So going back to what you said earlier about the feelings and the authenticity, who are you crushing on, Louise?
I'll have to take that dirty little secret to the grave. But I was surprised, and I could never reveal that, but I was genuinely surprised that those teenage feelings of sweaty palms, heart rate that went up. I'm a woman that has been educated. I know how to talk to people in a professional environment, and it all fell apart when this person would walk in. And I thought, how funny. Because, yeah, maybe teens definitely, and I remember that feeling of that boy that you liked. And then you go like, how you doing? Because he didn't have a crush on you. It's not reciprocated, that's the thing. It's not two people digging each other. It's not a stalking thing, which I've also had, which is awful. It's just one person that's got an elevated feeling for another person that's living their life and completely oblivious. So they're like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, hi.
And of course, that can be so beautiful. We have to run, but I quickly have to ask you about South Africa's reaction and how people have just taken to crush on you. I guess we're all crushing out here.
Well, yeah, I think it's been beautiful. I'm very grateful, so thank you, everyone. And I think it's what we needed, something whimsical, something light, something fun, and that gets you maybe on the dance floor, gets you thinking about that teenage crush. And that, right now, is exactly what I want to crush on you to do, bring joy.
All right. Well, never enough time with an icon. Louise Carver with us this morning here on Morning Live.